Oskar, welcome to Tadivari, this smaller version of KVIFF International Festival. Thank you for having us in, you said in Bilbao?
Yes, I'm not very far away from my hometown, Pamplona, just 1 hour and a half. It's the first time I go out because I have to work here for a project. And so it's again to breathe a new air.
Okay, like I have to say, I really loved your movie. I was surprised. I'm not the type of audience for this movie. Normally, I probably wouldn't go to the cinema to it, but I was really surprisingly liking it. It was like you've spent 4 months in that hut. Is it right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt like you need to run away? Have you ever felt too lonely there?
No, it's curious, but I didn't feel any boring moment, and I didn't feel also very scary. That's also a frequent asked question for me, because let's say that I was in my forest. That's the forest of my childhood. When I was a child, I used to go there with my cousins, with my brother, sister, and that was like our playground. So I know quite well that place. Yeah. And also my family was very calm in that sense. They were not very scary because they were thinking, okay, Oskar is there, he's safe. I know most of the animals that are there, they are not very dangerous. Okay, there is a snake, very dangerous. I saw this snake twice, but it wasn't a big problem. I was more scared about somebody, okay. Human being. I think human beings are the most scary animal that can appear in this forest. So I was very calm with this project about going back to my childhood memories, and that lasts, as you say, 4 months, and in any moment I wanted to leave from there. I think I'm still there.
Yeah. Have you still felt like at home, because it must have changed since you were little boy?
No, it changed a lot because, this is a river and they built a dam. So they stopped the river. And the landscape is totally another one now. There was an island in the middle of the river, and the film is about this island. And the island, I don't like to say that the island has disappeared, because I think it's under the water. So the island, the trees of the island where I played when I was a child, we used to play to cling to the trees, and the trees are still there in the middle of the water. So it's a very, like a ghosty image. The trees are telling us that the island is there, but now it's under the water. So the landscape is another one, and I'm also another one. So I wanted to test in this film how we are different, but also how the landscape is different. But if we can reach the same relation between landscape and ourselves.
Okay. By the way, you've said you were afraid of the humans you might meet around that. Have you ever found out who was that Jesus coming to the island?
No. Well, after the film, I know him. Because I saw my father, the image, and he told me that, I think this man lives in the village upstream. So, but I didn't met anybody when I was there because of the river. The river is the big frontier there, and in the other side there is a little road. There were cyclists passing by, and there was human beings there, but it's 200 meters now from this site. This site is a very wild part. It's not very far from my city, but it's like a little Amazons, in terms that you reach this point easier if you go by boat than by land. So I was amazed that this kind of hidden corner, this kind of little paradise could be so near to my house, but could be so far away at the same time.
Yeah. By the way, I have a question which is like non-professional question, or asking you as a movie maker, because
Those are the best questions are those ones.
No, because I really loved the details, like the yin and yang on the swing, and the small, like the close-up pictures of hands and so on. How did you shoot all of that? Like how does it work? You just go around the island, do the daily work, like, you know, with the plants and so on, and suddenly, like, oh, I want to shoot like this one with the hand, or what? Like how did it work?
That took for me, for example, the last 7 minutes of the film. I spent like 1.5 months for that. And let's say that the film is like a long selfie. Well, now it's very, we use these selfies. This is a selfie, what we are doing now.
Yeah.
And it was very, but you know, I went to the forest with 4 cameras for recording the animals during the night. I love that cameras. And I felt the same. I was another animal in this forest. So I decided, sometimes I pass by these cameras and I appear in this image. So I decided to be like an animal there. Okay, I'm filming the fox in the night, so I will be also a fox in the night. And so I started to record myself. I don't like to appear in the film so much, but in this case, I saw that it was very important, and you know, the animals, the birds, make the nest with the body. They are like sculptures without hands. So they have to use the pressure of the body, even the heartbeats, of the heart. So I think I wanted to make a film with the form of a nest. It's a film to live in it. And for that, you have to use your body.
Yeah. I guess you had no other option, like when you were like the narrator, and you were not speaking in the film. Like you had to be there and, you know, moving and living and showing yourself. Like,
I have seen a lot of films like these ones about the nature experience, and they're for me, very observational. I like them, but I wanted to do it different also. Let's say that, okay, you can play your own part in the film, and I like also to notice that at the end you can it's like being a fisherman. You have to wait, and I like this kind of image when a person is playing no action apparently, because when you see a person that is waiting for nothing, that's the best of the waiting, to wait for nothing. I think the big miracle appears.
Okay, like, have you ever done some reshoots? Like, didn't go well, I need to do it one more time just for sure?
There are a lot of that. Because to film oneself, it's very difficult to focus. You have to play with the focus. And I have a camera. It's a Canon. It's a photograph camera, and it's very manual. So, but it's like when you are there for 4 months. You have to measure everything. For example, the water. For example, the food, and also the filming, because I have a solar panel for the batteries, and I didn't have a lot of cards. So every take has to be the best. It's like the ancient cinema, when cinema was expensive. I mean, now with digital media, you can shoot whatever a lot of times, But in that condition, when you don't have electricity and you don't have a very, all the conditions, all the facilities, the take has to be the last one, the good one. So when you don't have the option to repeat it, you don't make a mistake.
Yeah, you've used like some old pictures of your father, or your father's movies, basically. Has he taught you how to film, how to shoot, or like you just inherited this love to shoot with the camera?
It's curious, but it's true. I have learned more cinema in my father's shootings, and my father is not a professional. He hasn't watched a lot of films. He's like a craft. He makes the films like craft works, but in a very primitive sense. I think it's the best. He makes films like breathing because he needed to film his little world that was disappearing. He makes some films about this landscape, but about the plants, the animals, with the ancient names also of every animal, every flower, and etc. But these films were born from his, very inside part, from his heart. And I learned a lot about that, more than in cinema manuals or in cinema books. So I wanted to film like my father, but it's impossible because I have to learn some filming. I have read a lot of books about filming. So I wanted to reset, to erase that, to go back to the zero and to start from zero. And I noticed that my father used to film in this rhythm: landscape, agony, and miracle. It's like a unconscious structure in his filming. He filmed an island, he filmed a little fish that is dying but is not dead, and he filmed a tomato plant in the island that is a miracle. So that was like my mantra in my days there, to film landscape, agony, and miracle.
Yeah. It was very nice. Like, has he seen the movie?
Yes, he saw the movie first time in Italy, in Venice. We were very lucky. We were selected in Venice Mostra, and we went there together. And for him, it has been a very nice experience because he came back with 20 years younger from the 20 years that I took. I think I'm older now because I took all the experience and all that with me. But he saw the film first time in Italian, so he couldn't understand everything. But he was beside me, and it for me was the best experience of making a film, to see your father, trembling through all the film.
So I guess he liked it. He liked it?
Yes, but he's also very, he's very close to me, so he's very honest. And he told me, I like the film, but I will make one critic. And he told me, I would like to see more animals in the film. So I said, okay.
More
I
animals.
agree with that.
I actually was surprised, like there were so many animals, and I really like this changing, like the night view and then the day view. That was really nice. Like when you left, for example, the play with the food, you left it on purpose to lure the animals to the table.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. It's like working in the circus. Let's say, you have to work with it, and you have to put something, but you have to learn what like most, the fox and the other one and that. And yes, there are some images, but it's very nice to see how you tame, that's the word in English. There is a wild cat that is like an actress in the film with a sardines can. But you have to use it very properly, and you can like mark the scene that she will do in the night. You can put a little path of sardines, and then at the end you put a honey drop, and she will do like this. So you can, it's like working with an actress. You have to enter from here, you have to stop here, you have to look up, and then you have to go. And she did it at the end. Because if you are there for 4 months, you also have a very, very big advantage. You get closer to them. You lose your smell, your human being smell. So you are another animal in the forest, and you don't they don't see you like a big danger. You are there like a friend. You go friendly, and they get closer every night. That was a very, very nice experience also.
So now the wildcat is living there, and she's missing your drop of honey and the sardines.
I think she has eaten the best 4 months in her life. With this And it was sardines without tomato, because I remember I have some sardines with tomato, but there was the badger, this animal. He came all the nights for these sardines with tomato. So I learned that the sardines without tomato were best for the other ones. So it's like making a menu for them. I think she missed me. She missed me.
Yeah. We have time for the last question. What do you see when you close your eyes?
I see the main tree in the island. The main tree of the island of my childhood, where for the first time in my life, I make this disobedience that is to climb a tree when your mother says don't go up in the trees. So it's the first, it's the first time you lose the sensation that you are in the land, and you win a very, very nice sensation that is to be in the air and to be like a bird, to be free.
Okay, Oskar, thank you very much. Thank you for the movie. Thank you for letting us into your childhood, basically.
Thanks a lot for your nice interview, and I wish the best for this special edition for Carlo Vivari.
Thank you. See you somewhere like in the future.
See you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.